So this is my Kentucky Derby forecast, and this year is quite different than all the others because of the spiritual aspect of it and who I've become. So I want to tell you why I love the Kentucky Derby. It's all about how you are introduced to it. And I was about 24, and a girlfriend invited me to a party and asked if I had a hat and just to wear a dress. She loaned me one of hers, and we went to a country club. I'd never really been to a country club before because I grew up immigrant Vietnamese, and we just didn't do this kind of stuff. But I love seeing the men in the seersucker and the southern outfits and the women all dressed up in their fancy hats. And I didn't know what the horse betting and the horse race was all about. So the Kentucky Derby is one of 3 races called the Triple Crown. And it's kind of the start and the kickoff of it. The other ones aren't as fancy as this one, but they all wear hats to the horse races. And so this one here, though, you design your own, and I love designing my own. And through the years, I've had quite a collection of it. So I love that aspect and the girl sisterhood of it and dressing up. And then when I moved to Colorado, I opened up my spray tanning business. Still not quite sure what the whole big deal is about, but there's a big derby party, and my business was booming because of it. And I started going to the big events. And I just love the energy around it. So then I started placing bets. But I just placed the bets on the names of the horses because they're always so much fun. Just like the nail polish brand OPI, where they have fun names, the horses have fun names. I just really did it on that. But then I changed my betting technique according to this book by Laura Day, and she's one of my teachers, how she taught us the different spokes of intuition and precognition. The year that I used this technique, I won $220 on a horse named Orb. That year, I started seeing orbs everywhere, and there was a horse named Orb. And so I placed my bet on Orb. And it was also the first year that a female jockey had won the Derby. Since I had my daughter, Bella, I really haven't been into it as much due to health stuff and mommyhood. And then when I had Bella, I even made one, a fastener for her when she was in the NICU. I spent a lot of time yesterday and this morning on placing my bets because I had gotten out of horse betting for a while. 2 years ago, I did place my bet and I lost. And that was because the Longshot won. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. So this year is very, very different from all the others because of the horse healing that I did. Last year, because of my healing year, I decided to get back into riding horses and being around them. And horses are so magnificent. They have an aura field of over 33 feet. They sense a lot of things and they heal. And they have messages for us. And so the horses spoke to me this morning. And this year is an 8 year on the universal number. And 8 means infinity. It's such a powerful year for all of us to really come into our life's work. And the horses this year have a theme to them. There's a theme of strength. There's also a couple of long shots, meaning horses that have no possibility of winning. There's also some mystical themes. This year is also a leap year in which a lot of amazing things will happen that aren't happening like before. I used to kind of also see the numbers and where the placement, and I sometimes place my bet on the numbers. So let me talk to you about betting. You can proclaim the winning horse. However, you may not win as much because of the odds. You see the top there, 20 to 1. So whatever your bet is, if that horse won, you get 20 to 1. Now, the horse that they really are proclaiming that will win, have high possibility, is number 2, Sierra Leone. This right here says 3 to 1, but the odds are actually now 5 to 2. And that means like Like I remember before making an example that I placed a bet for like $20 on the winning horse, but I only got like $15. And so essentially I didn't really win because of the odds. Now, the only way you can win is if you do a combination of like other horses to the race. And so you can actually not just place a bet on like the winning horse, but you can place like the second horse or the third horse. And then there's a thing called a trifecta, which means like you name the horses that win in a row, the first, second, and the third. That's where you have a lot of more potential to win higher. So sometimes I win on the winning horse, but then I lose overall because of all my side bets. And that was because I used too much emotions into it because I like the fun. I know I'm jumping all over the place because I just got out of the quantum field and there were so many messages. So this year there's a theme of strength. You see how number 17, 18, and 19, fierceness, stronghold, resilience. And now there's dornoch. And dornoch means pebbles, but it's a big pebble symbolizing strength. It's a Gaelic name. Then the more mystical themes, Mystic Dan, Catalytic, Honor Marie. And what about Track Phantom? So just using Laura's technique where I took emotions out of it and for the winning aspect of it, my prediction is fierceness is going to win. Fierceness. One of the reasons is because of the jockey and also the trainer. They have a lot of experience with the Kentucky Derby. They've won races before, and this year there's rain in the component of it. Now, the rain is supposed to happen, and also thunder, between 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock. The race is later this year. It's going to be at 6 o'clock Central Time. This doesn't allow for the dryness, and so the horse may have a hard time with the mud, but the trainer and the rider have a big component to that. I do believe Sierra Leone will be in the top 4. Another one that's getting a lot of attention is Forever Young. This horse is one of 2 Japanese horses. When I YouTubed some information last night, I saw the picture of the jockey for Forever Young. He does have a lot of potential. However, he is very young and he's not used to riding in this condition. My long shots are Mystic Dan because it's known for mud. And then West Saratoga because it's lucky number 13. It is also the only gray horse. I also really like Dornoch. It's such a beautiful horse. They're all beautiful and magnificent though. So in my guided meditation this morning, they said that we're all going to learn from the stories of this year. So the combination of the horses will tell the story. Yeah, the combination. It may be, Fierceness and then Sierra Leone and then Mystic Dan. But the horses are actually talking to each other and already telling us what we need to learn from them. And the mud that is happening will produce the lotus. I love that story of the lotus because the lotus grows in the mud. No mud, no lotus. So I'm interested to see the combination that wins to weave the story of the horse messages that is to come for this year. So the central theme is you either win or you learn this year. And also, where are you going to place your bets? And I hope that you bet on you, because maybe you are the long shot. Bet on you. I would love to know if you learned anything from this or what your experience with the Derby is. So put it in the comments. Also, send me a picture of your hat. And if you win any money, I want part of it. I'm just kidding. Have fun.